I say it every window. Where's the money, John? Where's the money? Because nobody with a right mind could think Liverpool's squad is complete. Nobody. Whether you're the most hardcore match-going fan, whether you're Johnny from Timbuktu or you're Craig from Galway, it doesn't matter. We see deficiencies in the squad. We know they're there. And Jurgen knows they're there. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. David Ornstein was speaking about Liverpool's transfer business and particularly in this moment about André. So he said when Liverpool found themselves trying to strengthen at number 6, and various options were looked at and explored, a call was made about the availability of André Trinidad. So Liverpool put that call in to Fluminense. It didn't work out for either party at that time, and David goes on to say, which removes him from the agenda now. So David Ornstein fully believes, and I want to, shout out to Anfield Talk here as well, by the way. It was their Twitter account which posted this quote, so I want to give them their credit. So yeah, David Ornstein believes that Liverpool aren't interested in André. Move on to Palhinha, and still with David Ornstein, he said Liverpool believe their midfield is in good shape and their normal profile would be different to that of Palhinha. And one last piece from Mr. Ornstein. João Palhinha has been linked, but nothing is expected to emerge on this. Liverpool believe their midfield is in good shape and their normal profile will be different to the Portuguese international, who is 28 and has a steep anticipated transfer fee. So, I don't know if Liverpool aren't interested in Palhinha because of the money, the age, but it looks like we shouldn't be expecting anything from a defensive midfield position in January. That's what I'm taking from what I'm reading today. That I wouldn't be holding our breath for a defensive midfielder to come in. Latif, thank you for your super sticker. Nessie, thank you for your super chat. Said, love this community. Love you, Craigo. Keep going. Thank you. Love you guys too, as you know. Sincerely. Thank you. More stuff. Again, David Ornstein's been a busy boy, but he does give us a little bit of hope, though, Mr. Ornstein. He said things can change and Liverpool are always attentive to openings that may crop up, e.g. Cody Gakpo last winter. But the forthcoming window is not anticipated to be a particularly busy one. Despite a perception that Jurgen Klopp's men still lack something, there seems to be no sense of internal alarm. Things can change and Liverpool are always attentive to openings, but the forthcoming window is not anticipated to be busy. So, sometimes in these things you read between the lines and make up your own mind, right? What I hear is that our owners are cheapskates. That's what I see and take from that. I've got to be honest with you. It's not that João Palhinha isn't good enough. It's not that João Palhinha wouldn't come in and be able to do a job. And I do not and will not be able to get my head around why André was one of the answers in the summer, but he isn't available. Now he is available and he's not the answer. Because Endo's not the answer. Not long term. I mean, certainly Mr. Wataru Endo deserves credit for improving and is improving. But I still feel we aren't ready to win the league yet with this squad. We can win it, but I don't think we're giving ourselves the best chance to win it if we don't dip into the market in January. We won't sign anyone this window more than likely, said Declan. Your owners could spend way more. You're a giant in the footballing world. Absolutely. Absolutely we could. And that's what makes it more than infuriating for most of us, dude. We're not even in danger of FFP. Like, I keep saying this to you guys, but the number that Premier League and UEFA are trying to get clubs to stay below is 70% of expenditure on wages. We're at about, and this moves all the time, but we're at about 62, 63% last time I knew. So we're way below the threshold for what they want. And remember, that 70% isn't like set in stone. That's their goal, to get clubs to 70%. At the moment, there are clubs who are way above that. And we're down at 62, 63% of turnover. So there's wiggle room there. No DM, no Premier League, simple as that. And I'm bored of this, says Mahmood. Mate, I say it every window. Where's the money, John? Where's the money? Because nobody with a right mind could think Liverpool squad is complete. Nobody. Whether you're the most hardcore match-going fan, whether you're Johnny from Timbuktu or you're Craig from Galway, it doesn't matter. We see deficiencies in the squad. We know they're there. And Jurgen knows they're there. Arsenal are going to go out and strengthen. Manchester City could well go out and strengthen. I want to win the league. I'm sure you good people want to win the league as well. So I don't get the cheapskate attitude yet again. And more than others, we probably have examples of why it's wrong for us to roll the dice. You know, may I present to the court Arthur Mello? May I present to the court Ben Davies and Ozan Kabak? They didn't exactly turn our fortunes around, did they? And that was the cheap option yet again. And I want to move on to talk about Jurgen in a few minutes, because he was a bit tetchy towards the atmosphere at Anfield and sounded out a bit of a warning shot ahead of the weekend's game against Arsenal. And I want to move on to talk about that in a few minutes' time. But beforehand, can we agree on one thing? We all love Jurgen. He's the man we want to manage the club. We love him to bits. But he's not perfect. And if we can admit that first part, then the next part of this conversation, I think, is easier. Klopp gets it wrong. And has gotten it wrong before. And will get it wrong again, because he's human. And that's okay. But I don't like when he gets snotty towards the fan base and says things like, we're kids who want a new Ferrari at Christmas. No, we want to fucking win. Excuse my language there. I'm trying to keep it to a minimum, but we want to win. And I don't get who he's trying to win over or what he's trying to prove by saying things like, tell me a midfielder that could improve on Oxlade-Chamberlain, the players that we had last time he came out with that spiel. It's nonsense. And when he came out and said, tell me a club that wants to sell a top centre-half in January, that too is nonsense. It's nonsense. You put enough money down if you want a player and you'll get an answer. You'll get some interest. Nobody wants to lose their best players, even if it's the summer. They don't. But some clubs, unfortunately, have to sell. Some clubs have to take the money in because it's part of their business model. And in the Premier League, we're a little bit fortunate that we're not really bullied into selling players a lot of the time. But there are clubs on the continent that are there to be bullied. And it's a competitive business. I want us to bully them. I want Liverpool to be going, yeah, short of a few bob, are you? How about we take your centre-back off your hands and give him X or Y? I don't understand the attitude. And I don't understand the attitude towards the fan base at times because I feel it's uncalled for. Look, there's, like when I talk about Jurgen's free to give constructive criticism of the fan base. Of course he is. But there are ways and means to do it. So I was frustrated with Darwin and Mo. I said what I said. People had a pop at me. I get that. I took it on the chin. I listened. But I don't feel like Jurgen sometimes... I don't feel like he's ruthless. And that's the one thing I feel like has let him down at Liverpool occasionally, is his over not over-dependence, but his loyalty to players who haven't perhaps shown that same levels of loyalty back. A lot of them have. Of course they have. Our boys have been amazing. But there have been times where I've just been scratching my head going, what is he talking about? And this centre-back scenario is one of those. Matip's out. His contract's up. I get the club may want to stand by him. I get the club will want to do the right thing. And we should help Joel's rehab. Of course we should. But you can't tell me that a 32-year-old, 33-year-old next season centre-back who's out of contract and has done his ACL is a smart business decision to renew. It isn't, because we don't know what way he's going to come back and we don't know if he'll ever be the same player again. Look at Virgil van Dijk. Similar age, had an injury a year beforehand, or excuse me, 2 years beforehand, and he admitted himself, it took him nearly 18 months to start trusting his body again. And that's Virgil van Dijk. So sometimes I just scratch my head and just think, why? Why? Yes, treat Joel with dignity and respect, but go out and get a player. We need a player.